Hello everyone and welcome back to Crafts by the Bow. Today I'm using my Winter Woods stamp set and I bought the set as well as the dies. Haven't really had time to put them on the magnet sheet yet, but you get a nice selection of trees and I love this one for background stamping. And the dies, you actually get 2 or 3 of the dies to cut these out, which saves you a lot of time. So let's put it back. And what I've been using today is the snowbank shape and the tree silhouettes. And instead of just the ordinary tree, I've been using this one that cuts out little parts of the tree so that you can sort of pop them up and make it look three-dimensional. So my card today takes a little while to make. So I've done some pieces already. And to start off, I needed a piece of cardstock cut in half. So it's 11 by 4 1/4. And I haven't scored anywhere yet. And that's because I'm going to do some stamping on it straight away. And I didn't want the line from the scoring to show up. It is going to be a Z-fold card, but at the moment it's just half a piece of cardstock. And the first thing I did, let me get the piece, is I roughly started to put a little bit of blue and a little bit of grey. I used the balmy blue and the smoky slate. Let me get the next one. And I didn't take a lot of care with it. I've got patches and some lines, and that's fine. That's how I want it to look. And then I've put a little bit of soft suede at the bottom with a tiny bit of mossy meadow over. And I've left the very bottom piece blank because we're putting a piece of cardstock over that and you won't see it. So when you've got something that resembles bluey grey and then browny green, you're onto a winner. Then you need to get your scoreboard or your trimmer so that you can score. And we're going to score at 5 1/2, straight down the middle. And then I'm going to move it to the left and do a 2 3/4 score. And that will make your Z-fold shape. Then I'm going to do my printing or my stamping. And on the first one that I made, I'll show you. I had stamped, I didn't do the background so that you can see it more easily. I stamped over the score marks and it didn't matter. It was only going to be on the sponging part that I didn't need the score marks. So now it doesn't matter and you can see it's going to make a Z-fold like this. I'm trying not to use any DSP on this card so that people, if they only have the stamp set, they can make something beautiful. Okay, so then I need a set of trees, and excuse me while I just get the block. I'm just going to pop it on here. And I need my soft suede. And then I'm just going to ink up the trees. And I'm going to keep inking them up and going along the whole piece of cardstock. Just starting at the left-hand side. And I just want to make sure that the stems or the trunks of the trees are in somewhere in this greeny blue, greeny brown. I think this is a really nice stamp, this one. It really does look like winter trees. And you can see now that I'm stamping onto the blue and grey that it doesn't matter if you haven't, taken great care. In fact, I like the blotches on there. I like the little bits and pieces. I'll just get a piece of scrap to stamp this last little piece over here because it's going to overhang. There we go. And we're finished with that. So I'll just pop that ink away and I'll just clean my stamp. So you can see, instead of using any DSP, I've sort of created my own by having a background on the paper. And then let's put this one away. On a piece of scrap, you now need to stamp this tree, and I've stamped it in Mossy Meadow. And once it's stamped, then you need to put it through the die shot, just with this. So through the big shot and this on top. You will get little pieces from the edge of the stamp coming out as well, but that's fine, doesn't matter. So I'm just going to fold over my score lines and burnish them. There we go. So now we've got sort of a forest scene ready for our tree. So here's my Mossy Meadow tree cut out with the little die cut that does the pop-up pieces. And on those pop-up pieces, I'm going to use the new, like the shimmer paint, and this is the Frost White. So just give it a good shake. And then I'm going to just use a little bit that's in the lid with my paintbrush. You really don't need much. And then you see how these little pieces pop up. I'm just going to paint the bottom of them with the shimmer paint. I'm not doing the whole of the pop-up piece. Just the very bottom, sort of the edges, and so that it looks like snow has fallen. And then we're going to leave this for a little while to dry. There we go. Leave that just on one side to dry. Okay. And then what I've done next is I've cut out a 3-inch wide piece of our glimmer paper. It comes in 12 by 12. And what I did was I got the little snowbank piece. Let's take it out and show you. I put it, oops. Let's see how, I think I did it this way, yeah. So I put it on like this, halfway between, ran it through the big shot, moved it along, ran it through the big shot again, moved it along, ran it through the big shot again. There will be some little notches like this where you've lined it up again on the big shot and it's not quite level, but that's okay. There we go. Now, these bits we're going to put across the bottom of the card, and there will be some overhang that I'm going to cut off. I found it easier to cut it like this in one piece than do lots of little pieces and try and line it up. And I'm going to start at this left-hand side, and I'm only going to adhere sort of across like that. Okay, and then I'm going to snip that off, use that piece then for this, and then across there. If you want to, you could do like a double layer, so it looks like you have more snowbanks, sort of like this. But I'm just going to do the one layer for now. And I'm going to use the adhesive strips, so it's a little bit 3D. And all I'm going to do is run a piece across the middle of the white. And then snip that extra piece off. Okay, got another piece, line it up. It's a little bit short there, so I'm just going to use one of my little leftover pieces, like that. Do I need to trim that just a tiny, tiny bit? And then across this. Get another piece. And if you wanted to, you could put another piece across the bottom. But I found that when I was making it earlier, I only needed the one piece to make it look 3D. But certainly if you want to have another strip across here, just to make it a little bit more solid, that would be fine. Okay, then I'm going to take the backing off here. And I do actually like the width on this, so I'm not going to cut the width off. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to lay it across, fold it over like this, and trim. Okay, that piece that I've just trimmed, I'm going to put onto here. Oh, take the sticky off. And this way, I know it fits all the way along. Okay, so fold this, trim it at the back, take off the next piece. Line it up at the bottom, like this. There we go. It's a little bit proud there. Just going to have to take a little bit more off there. Just so that it folds in as well. Take a little bit there. You might just need to do a few fine adjustments, but that's okay. It's just so that these pieces fold over. There we go. And I can see that that overhangs just a little bit there as well. Okay. And I'm just going to straighten this piece up and move the tape. You just need a little bit extra here because it's where the fold is, and otherwise the card won't fold. There we go. That's it, now it folds. Okay, so the next thing I've done is I've used the little tree skeleton part here, and I've cut 3 of those out in vellum. Okay, now some of them are to go here. Let's see if our trees dry first. Yeah. Okay, so I'm wanting the tree to go here, and then when we open it, I want to have some of the vellum here. So I'm going to put this on with dimensionals at the top, but only with liquid glue at the bottom. And let me just find some dimensionals. What I am going to do is just press those little pop-up bits out before I put a dimensional on. There we go. That way they're not stuck down. Off. I'll close the card up. Oops. And I'm just going to put it on here. And I'm going to put one of the vellum pieces on, and I'm just going to use a glue dot at the very bottom of it. And a glue dot at the other side at the bottom, so that I know it's sticking onto the glitter paper as well. Glimmer paper is a bit difficult to get things to adhere to it. So there we are. And I'm going to put it just, I don't know if you can see, there we go. I'm going to put it just next to this tree. I don't know whether to put it at the back. Yes, I think I will. There we go. So it's adhered at the bottom, and that's all the adhering I'm going to do there. And then I'm going to put some more vellum trees through here. And where our little folds were here, I'm going to try and just pop it behind so that they're in this piece. Okay. So another little glue dot. See, I need it on the front again, as well as the back, so that I know it's adhering to some part of the card. Let me just see. There we go. Then I'm going to put the very last one over here. I'm not going to put a sentiment on this card on the front. I'm actually going to put one on the back when I've decided who I'm going to give it to. If you wanted to put more of the little vellum trees on, you could. But I just like how that opens. I need to make this here just a little bit neater as it goes round here. And I'm not so keen on that, so I'm just going to straighten that piece up. But there we are, nice little Z fold card, no DSP. I hope you like that, and I will see you all again very soon. Thanks everybody, bye bye.